And here we go. Welcome in to another edition of Bucky and BK. Today is Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. And the Buck and I are with you for the next 2 hours. Plenty to get into on a hump day show. Kirk Herbstreit has given some high praise to Texas quarterback Arch Manning. Talk about the Longhorns in the upcoming NFL draft. Where will some of the recently departed Horns get selected at the end of April? Could the Dallas Cowboys be trading George Pickens this offseason? We've got another random story out of college football, a little college basketball conversation, and we'll talk about a wild story out of the Winter Olympics where a guy who won a bronze medal decided to confess that he cheated on his girlfriend on international television. Oh, yeah, plenty to dive into in the world of sports and beyond. We appreciate y'all spending some of your Wednesday with us. How are you today, my man?
I am fantastic. Another beautiful day here in Central Texas, and I did see the sun shining earlier today, which I did not yesterday for my golf game. I did not see a bit of sun yesterday. But today the sun shall shine, and it looks like it's going to be in the low 70s. So that's good. It's good to have a nice, still cool for me day. For some of you, just enjoying this 70-degree, high 60 weather. Not me. I'm freezing.
Well, you're
I'm
burying
cold.
the lead here, sir, because you did not call for any rain yesterday. And sure enough, the people got rain yesterday.
Are you sure? Remember, I do have a 48 hour or is it 72-hour window?
You didn't call for it. You can't call for it after the fact. You don't get 72 hours after it rained to say, oh, it rained 3 days ago.
Okay, it's going to rain on Saturday, okay? And it may rain all day Saturday, y'all.
That helps future us, but you didn't help past us at all.
Well, past us, I didn't get enough until after I was done with my round of golf. And there were a few drops on the windshield. Other than that, I didn't see it. I didn't feel a thing. I didn't see a thing. I'm looking out, though, at the street, and it looks a little moist out there. You know, it's not dried. It's kind of wet on my street out front, but I didn't get any rain whatsoever yesterday, except for the few drops I got coming back from the Horseshoe Bay area. So, I mean, did you actually get rain? Did you actually get rained on?
Couple
well, you
of
live
different
in
times.
that really weird climate zone there. Now, Oak Hill is a different world. Oak Hill and Cedar Junction, where I used to live, they're like their own little, I don't know, their own little countries or counties or whatever. But I'll call them counties.
The really weird climate zone of South Austin.
Yes.
That's where I'm at. And it's apparently very different than any other climate zone around Central.
Yes, it's different than Dripping Springs, Texas, USA, America, here in our small hamlet.
I don't think I was the only person who got rained on yesterday.
Are we saying downtown Austin got rained on?
I believe so.
Wow. You deserve it if you got it, and you needed it. And I really need it out here this weekend.
Well, hopefully you're right with your prediction then.
No, I didn't think. I mean, it stayed cloudy. And I'll say this: I did not see the sun yesterday after I left the show. No sun.
All right.
What about you?
Did not see the sun yesterday. I also don't have kids, so I did not see my son either.
There you go. Good job. No doubt about it. Sorry about that, y'all. Good day to the soldiers at Fort Hood, Texas, the soldiers in the state of Texas, and all those that fight for us each and every day. Thank you so much for what you do. We do appreciate what you do. And to you and your families, do be safe out there.
Yes, indeed. All right. Let's dive into some Longhorn football conversation to start today's show, Buck. Kirk Herbstreit. Heard of him?
Yes.
ESPN's
all the time.
Football analyst. Also calls Thursday night NFL games for.
We're still doing Thursday night games?
Still doing Thursday night games, and his dog has to be at all of them.
Yes.
Don't forget about that. Well, Kirk Herbstreit was recently a guest on the Crane and Cone college football show. And the regular hosts on that show were ranking their top 5 quarterbacks in college football for 2026. And they left Arch Manning off their list entirely. Kirk Herbstreit noticed that, and he was quick to chime in with his thoughts.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I at least you were able to get Arch Manning a mention. I just think he's been through tough like stretch where the expectations were almost unfair. And a lot of it was his own doing. He felt the tension that it affected him. But you know, when you're going into a season, it's like he's better than both his uncles. He's better than his grandpa. It's like every throw had to be, whoa, did you see that? And I think he lived it, he experienced it, he survived it. I'll be shocked when the dust settles if he's not the guy in the class.
Someone actually left him off of their list of top five. I
Top
mean, really?
five. Yeah, if you don't have him at number one, that's fine. You can make an
Sure.
argument for a couple of other guys to be ranked ahead of Arch Manning. I don't think you can make an argument for five guys to
No.
be ranked ahead of Arch Manning as quarterbacks in college football this year.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of seems like the year of, I just want to prove to you guys that Arch Manning is just a bust. That's what that sounds like. And I don't think that's going to happen. So,
No.
you know, you can analyze it all you want to. We know what happened. I mean, people that know football absolutely know what happened with him last year. It was just more than expectations. It was surrounding cast. It had a lot to do and not a lot of experience. So people that actually know football understand it. You know, expectations were high by everybody, and probably including the kid himself. But dude, those expectations were way above board of what you really should have expected from him. Now, if that would have happened, people would have said, you know what? Well, that's what we expect. He's a Manning. That's what should have happened.
Mm-hmm.
But with no experience at this kind of level, I mean, I know he'd been around campus for more than a year. He's not a freshman coming out of high school playing, but the expectations were just out of this world. And so now he's now settled in. The expectations for me, if he wasn't in the top two right now, that he would take a true step back, you know, with the cast of characters that he has playing on his team and the head coach. That would be the real disappointment to me about the player himself if he wasn't in the top two.
Yeah, well, a few thoughts on that. First of all, that was not Kirk Herbstreit's top five ranking. It was Herbie reacting to the top five ranking.
Right.
Here was the top five quarterback list from the guys on Crane and Cone. They had Dante Moore at Oregon, number one. Gunnar Stockton from Georgia, number two. Darian Mensah, the Duke transfer, who is now at Miami, number three. CJ Carr at Notre Dame, number four. Julian Sayin, the Ohio State, number five. By the way, they also had Sam Levitt, number six. They didn't have Arch Manning until number seven on their list of quarterbacks. So that to me is ridiculous. I mean, again, we went through this last offseason. We have 7 more months of this offseason.
Sure.
Where if you're going to talk about Arch Manning, you either have to say he's the greatest quarterback who ever lived, or you have to go to the complete opposite end of the spectrum and completely underrate him because you're trying to get views and clicks and all of that.
I mean, last time I saw Dante Moore, he was throwing picks and getting blasted.
That did happen.
Just awful. And he's a veteran quarterback. He's not somebody that just walked into the scene of college, you know, of his team. He's been around. I mean, and that guy was getting blasted and throwing picks and giving the ball up all over the place.
He was one of the best on that list. I think he's one of the guys you could make an argument is ahead of Arch Manning, but some of those other cats.
He would be the rest of those cats, I would say, maybe Sayin would be the next guy. Other than that, that's it.
That's interesting. The money quote from Kirk Herbstreit in that bit of sound that we just played, he said, "I'll be shocked when the dust settles if he's not the guy in the class." Right. And when Herbie says the class, I assume he means the draft class of quarterbacks projected to leave after 2026. And he's not calling every quarterback in the country the class. But either way, it's high praise. I mean, you look at the quarterbacks who are expected to be in the 2027 draft. You know, Dante Moore at Oregon. Like, if that guy left this year, he would have probably been the number 2 pick in the draft. He just didn't want to go to the New York Jets, so he went back to college for another year. Right. But he's on that list. I mean, Julian Sayin at Ohio State, he's draft eligible. That guy was a Heisman finalist. this past season. And like Arch Manning, he was the #1 quarterback in his high school recruiting class. Trinidad Chambliss, obviously we're waiting to see if he's going to be allowed to play this year, but he's another really talented quarterback. Sam Levitt at LSU, Sorsby at Texas Tech, Darian Mensah at Miami, all three of those guys, very highly paid transfers. Basically, there are a ton of legit quarterbacks coming back to college football in 2026.
Oh, for sure.
And Kirk Herbstreit said he expects when the dust settles, his words, that Arch Manning is going to be ahead of all of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, the kid from TCU that's going to Indiana. I mean,
right.
A lot of good quarterbacks.
Yeah. This is not the 2022 draft class where Kenny Tiny Hands Pickett was the first quarterback off the board. I mean, 2027 is absolutely loaded. And for Kirk Herbstreit, who is around college football more than just about anybody in the world, for him to say that he thinks Arch Manning is going to end up being the top guy in the class, that carries some weight with me.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, when you look at the other guys, like you said, that guy was a Heisman finalist. I mean, that dude can play. We know he can play.
Right.
And then they've got him behind Mensah, Stockton,
I can't.
Stockton, nice player. Good leader, all those good things. I just don't know if he's a NFL type caliber quarterback right now.
Yeah, well, I don't want to talk any trash about Georgia. I don't have much leg.
No, I don't know. I know I don't want to talk a lot of trash. They may hear me.
Yeah, with that. But look, I mean, Arch Manning is definitely a better pro prospect than Gunnar Stockton is. I think just about every NFL team feels that same way. And Kirk Herbstreit clearly does too. But I just think a lot of those teams with quarterbacks ranked ahead of Arch Manning on that list would trade their current quarterback for Arch Manning if they could.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, how did they pull Carr from Notre Dame out of the hat?
I don't know.
Where did that happen?
I don't know. And Darian Mensah, who played at Duke last year, is all of a sudden we're putting him. And by the way, this might be my UTSD kicking in. Matter of fact, I know this is my UTSD kicking in. I cannot hear Darian Mensah's name and not think about Tom Herman because he was Coach Mensah.
Yes, for sure.
So Darian Mensah did nothing to me, although I didn't love the way he handled his departure from Duke. I think it's a joke. He signed a multi-year contract and then sued to get out of it. It's not really his fault. It's more of the NCAA and kind of the state of college football, but I feel like I should still be mad at him too for doing that.
Sure.
But I think the reason I don't like the guy is because of Tom Herman.
Yeah, and did Sam Levis? He didn't even play last year, did he?
He missed half the year last year.
I mean, that guy gets hurt every year. What's the deal with him? He's been hurt twice. Why is he even number 6?
Because of Lane Kiffin at LSU.
Yes.
And that's been the dominant story in the college football offseason so far. So anything that touches Lane Kiffin apparently is going to turn to gold this year. That includes Sam Levitt. Yeah, I mean, LSU, I guarantee you if LSU could choose between Arch Manning or Sam Levitt right now, they would take Arch Manning.
Yes.
So I don't take any list seriously that has Sam Levitt ranked ahead of him right now. So I don't know. There you go. There's some Texas football conversation.
But like I said, he's already been through the ringer. He's done that. My expectations, he'll be 1 or 2. Nothing less than that. I think he'll be, I mean, he ended up the year. I mean, we all saw what he ended up. We all saw what he started out as. So, I mean, there's not much to that story.
No.
That's folks. That's like you said. That's you either want him on one end of the spectrum or you want him out of the picture. Period.
Right. You can't just have a rational take about Arch Manning.
No, you
it's
can't.
Not allowed in this industry that we work in. And Arch Manning, look, despite the early season struggles that he had, I mean, you look at his overall numbers for 2025, they were pretty good. Completed 62% of his passes, more than 3,100 passing yards, 26 touchdowns to just 7 interceptions. Also ran for 399 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Right.
And obviously, you just look at what he did in the last 8 games of the year. He was sensational. 7-1 record, more than 2,100 yards, 21 touchdowns to just 3 total turnovers. I mean, he totally elevated his game after that loss to Florida, where everybody called him a flop and, he's college football's biggest bust ever. Like, he was a different beast after that. And I always tell people, it's not like he was just putting up empty stats against bad teams.
Right.
He beat 2 playoff teams in that stretch. He beat 3 top 10 teams in that stretch. He beat 5 ranked teams in that stretch. Like, this dude, against really, really good competition with no consistent running game. I know the offensive line got better in the last month of the year, but to
They didn't
say
get
it was
that much better.
I was going to say, to say it was a great offensive line would be an unfair stretch. I mean, there were times where Arch Manning played with one hand tied behind his back, and he still elevated his game so much in the last 2 months of the year to where, he deserves to be very highly ranked on all of these lists, and he deserves to have all the confidence in the world from Longhorn Nation going into his second year as the starter.
Right.
He balled out the Vanderbilt game, the Mississippi State game, Texas A&M, obviously Michigan, what he did with his arm, what he did with his legs, running for $155 and 2 touchdowns. I know what I hope, and I know what every Texas fan hopes. You remember what VY did in the bowl game against Michigan at the end of the 2004 season and how that sparked the epic undefeated national championship 2005 season where Vince Young should have won the Heisman Trophy. I think everybody is hoping that, okay, the way Arch played against Michigan in that bowl game and the way he kind of ended 2025 is going to lead to very special things this year.
Yeah, and then Vince Young Steakhouse would probably still be open. Vince would still be cooking and getting it done if he'd have won that Heisman. They'd have given him the rightful Heisman that year.
Oh,
yeah, they messed with his life a little bit there.
That's interesting. So if VY had won the Heisman Trophy in 2005, Vince Young Steakhouse would still be operating.
Oh, the happy hour meals would be great there. He'd still be cooking it up. It'd be fantastic.
It was one of the best happy hours in town.
You probably know it well.
Look, I'll always wonder, right? We all want to have our cake and eat it too. So in a perfect world, VY wins the Heisman and then goes out and still does what he did in the national championship in early 2006. But there is no doubt, and VY's talked about it, and a lot of the other guys on that 2005 team have talked about it. That motivated Vince Young to play better. He was pissed that he lost the Heisman to Reggie Bush that year. So we had a few weeks to stew on it between the Heisman announcement and the national championship game.
Right.
And he was on a mission to prove that, no, I'm better than that guy. And our team is better than that team. And y'all are going to watch it. I wonder if VY won the Heisman Trophy, if he would have had that same mentality or work ethic or motivation. I get it. Still the national championship game. But maybe that was the extra kick in the rear that he needed to make sure he did what he did, going Mr. Invincible.
Yeah, Eddie says, they could have had the trophy displayed in the window at the restaurant. Man.
That would have been nice too. And remember, as our guy CB says, the Heisman tried giving VY the award when Reggie gave it back following all of his off-the-field stuff, which is hilarious how illegal.
Yeah, it seems like nothing now, does it? It seems like nothing now.
Right. And look, Vince Young should have won the Heisman that year. I will take that to my grave, and I think everybody listening to the sound of our voices feels the exact same way. We know our audience. But considering Reggie Bush did win it, I am glad he got it back a couple of years ago.
Yes.
After, obviously, college football changed all the rules the way that it has.
Boy, have they ever.
Yeah, but anyways, we're hoping history repeats itself. And hey, who knows? Maybe we could get an Arch Manning Steakhouse instead.
There you go. It'll probably just be Manning's.
Manning Steakhouse. There are some Manning's restaurants in New Orleans.
Yes, we know that for sure.
We did a couple of broadcasts from those restaurants when Texas played in the Sugar Bowl in 2023.
Yes, the restrooms were very clean. Men's rooms were still a little slippery.
Oh, yeah, that's because people pee on the floor in Louisiana.
They just can't help themselves.
Which is a weird bit right there.
They need to stop that. I don't think they can, though. I think it's too far gone. They've been doing that since the Civil War, I got to believe.
Every state is known for something, and Texas is known for a few different things. Yes. Louisiana, at least according to the Buck, is known for an inability to urinate inside of a toilet bowl.
Oh, you've seen it. You've been there. You've walked into a place, and you've got to believe that's got to be some kind of a bit. How do you miss that thing?
You're right. No, I've walked into one of those places, and I've walked out really loud because of the sound my shoes make when they stick to the ground.
Squish, squish as you're leaving the place.
It's a weird bit. So I don't
Yeah,
want that coming to Texas. But look, when Arch Manning committed and signed with the Longhorns, a lot of people were thinking, part of this is a business decision, right? Austin, one of the fastest growing cities,
absolutely.
one of the new major cities in our country. And think about the business he and the Manning family could do here in Austin. And because they're associated with the University of Texas. So, hey, if next year, look, VY Steakhouse closes in early 2026, Arch Manning goes out, wins a championship, we can get Manning's Steakhouse in early 2027. Sign me up.
There you go.
Now we're talking right there.
Yeah, but these people not having them in the top 6 is just kind of hilarious. And and the thing about it is, those are people that know enough about football to just, as they said, if they don't love him, they're going to hate him. Nothing in between. They're not going to give him. They're either going to give him all the credit or they're going to give him no credit.
No, and that's just how it's always going to work with him. And
Yeah.
I'll say this, another reason why I'm very confident in Arch Manning being one of the 5 best quarterbacks in college football this year. 2 reasons. Number one, something we talked about, the experience he got from last year. You could tell all of the hype was getting to him a little bit last year, especially early on. But once he got comfortable, once he had been in the fire for a little while, he was a different quarterback. So now that he's got a full year of being the guy under his belt, he knows how this stuff in the offseason works. He knows how to tune it out and how to prepare to be good. Like, that's going to help him. And number 2, I mean, the talent around him's a lot better.
Yes.
Texas had its worst running game since World War II last year. Steve Sarkisian had his worst running game as a head coach or offensive coordinator last year. So what does Texas do? They go out and get 2 really good running backs. The Longhorns went out and got the number 1 wide receiver from the transfer portal with Cam Coleman. They brought in another receiver and another tight end from the portal as well. They upgraded their offensive line a little bit too. So it felt like Arch Manning had to be Superman at times last year. I don't think he's going to have to do that as often this year because of what Texas did in the transfer portal.
No, I think he's gonna be who he is and who he was later in the season, and that's going to be plenty that teams are going to have to deal with. Plus a better running game, a little better secondary, I believe, and I think maybe his coach, who I said last year, I don't think he knew him as well as he thought he knew him, as a person or as a kid, and what really makes him tick. I think Sark gave a lot of folks the impression I know him really, really well. I've known him for years. I was thinking, I don't think you know him as well as you do. When you're talking about he needed to be hit, he just needed to take a couple hits, like go bang his head against the stadium, all that weird stuff. I'm like, I don't think you knew him as well as you thought you did. He was just a young kid who didn't have enough experience, and he was going to have to go through some downtime, and he went through the downtimes, and now he's matured enough to understand what it takes to be, not only the leader of a whole group, not just the quarterback leader, but of the whole team, including the offense, defense, special teams. I think he's had that experience. So I think he just moves forward. He doesn't move backwards. And as you said, a better surrounding cast, just better players around him.
Yeah, I think that's well said by you. And look, part of the experience is also the experience that Steve Sarkisian and AJ Milweek got with Arch Manning.
True.
Right? So obviously Arch getting those reps in games on Saturdays in the fall, that's the most important. But the fact that now his coaching staff has a year.
Yeah, and them saying they knew him, they're the older guys. They should feel like they know a younger kid like that. I just don't think they knew him as much as they thought they did deep down. And it took some getting pounded the way he did, and taking some probably some hard coaching and some hard, public criticism for him to get it that way.
Yeah, and I'll credit Steve Sarkisian, right? Because a lot of Longhorn fans were asking for a quarterback change midway through last year.
Sure.
I mean, especially after the Florida game, right? That was Texas's second loss of the year. They had dropped to 3-2. They were 0-2 against Power 4 teams, and Arch Manning just had not played that well to that point in the season. And remember, Arch Manning had his helmet come off on that final drive against Florida when Texas was down by 8, right? Trying to come back to force overtime. Arch Manning had his helmet popped off, and Matthew Caldwell came in and threw a beautiful ball to Ryan Wingo to convert a first down.
Right.
And then Arch Manning came back in, and Texas was unable to complete the comeback. But a lot of Longhorn fans were like, well, that Caldwell pass might have been the best pass we've had all season. Maybe we should give that guy a try. There were even Texas fans who were like, no, Arch Manning's done. He's overrated. He was only a 5-star because of his name. This guy sucks. We've got to try something new.
Yes.
And Steve Sarkisian's credit, he's always loyal. He was loyal to Quinn Ewers. Some people got mad about that. He was loyal to Arch Manning last year. Some people were mad about that. And he was able to find a way to get the most out of Arch Manning in the final couple of months of the season. And I think that confidence obviously resonated with Arch, and I think that's only going to help him moving forward.
Yeah, and once again, I mean, the run game is really going to help him out an awful lot, I believe. I mean, can it be worse? No. No.
It's not going to be worse.
No, it can't be.
It can't be worse. I mean,
No.
Texas didn't have a 500-yard rusher until game 12, the final game of the regular season. And remember, we were having conversations like, is Trey Wisner even going to get to 500? Because he was like 60-something yards away, and that 60-something yards was more than his average per game on the year.
Right.
So it's like, man, he's going to have a pretty good performance to even get to half 1,000. Obviously,
the run game, and as good as the offensive line play has been over the last couple of years, there's had to be a change in attitude with the guys that are going to be starting. I don't care where they come from. Who cares if they come out of the portal and they're older dudes? There has to be a change of what it takes, aggressive play on that offensive line this year in their run game. They just have to.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. I mean, the offensive line was bad, and run blocking and pass protection, they just were not good enough a season ago. And that's still and I think that's just about every Longhorn fan's biggest concern on the offensive side of the football is what is the offensive line going to look like? You know, even if Lawrence Seymour gets approved, I still think there are some folks with some questions. But obviously, if
more than anything, they're going to question the offensive line coach,
of course,
and what is he really all of that? Now he's been that in the past, so but it doesn't take much. It doesn't take you 3 years to find out that may not be the right guy. That's the way. I mean, that's the way sports is. Period. You don't get. Remember the old 5-year plan? Here's your 5-year contract. Yeah, okay, here's 2. You better get it done in year 3.
What have you done for me lately?
Yes, absolutely.
It's what we're all about. I mean, look at James Franklin. I know this is a little bit of an apples to oranges comparison because we're talking about a head coach versus a coordinator / position coach. But, I mean, Penn State went to the semifinals of the college football playoff, just like Texas last year. Their head coach got fired midway through the following season. So there are a lot of Texas fans who are like, yeah, Kyle Flood, I know you had a Joe Moore Award finalist offensive line last year, but the offensive line sucks. You're getting our quarterback killed. Our run game's horrible, and we're missing the playoff because your group can't figure it out.
Yes.
We got to make a change. Steve Sarkisian, again, a very loyal guy. Sometimes it can be to a fault, but a very loyal guy. We will see if his loyalty is the right decision. If Texas's offensive line continues to be an issue in 2026, then I don't think Kyle Flood should get the third time to get it corrected.
Well, I'll just say this, that once again, as I said before, that's one of the harder positions that's not the head coach that you make a move like that, especially a guy who you've been with for a long, long, long time. And for a long time, you've had pretty good success with that dude. That's a position that those are different coaches, man. Offensive line coach, defensive line coach. That ain't like the running back coach that's got a bunch of talented guys and he just points in the direction you need to go and you let your ability. Those offensive line coaches work their ass off. They work hard. They're in the trenches with their players. So so when you make a move there, BK, that's a move that could take you. What if the next guy isn't the right guy? And that could take you a couple years. You ain't got a couple years to be waiting around at a place like Texas if your offensive line coach is just another dude,
Right. Well, there's only so many assistant hirings and firings you get to make before you're the guy who goes.
You're the next guy on the list. You're right.
So Steve Sarkisian has been around coaching long enough to know how that works.
He knows.
Yeah. So, all right, that's good stuff right there. Good Longhorn football conversation. Again, talking about Kirk Herbstreit's comment saying that, quote, I'll be shocked when the dust settles if he's not the guy in the class. Talking about Arch Manning, and then Crane and Cone ranking their top QBs in the sport, saying Arch Manning is number 7 in 2026.
Wow.
That's too low for the Buck and myself. All right, we've got more Texas football conversation to dive into, some NFL draft chatter for the Longhorns, and oh man, today's where are we at in college football story. We might have to get to this one next, but before we shift gears, how about our first round of sponsor shout outs?
Folks, Relax the Back embraces a holistic approach for a healthier lifestyle based on 35 years of proven expertise, and they do have the experts, and my back couldn't be happier. And right now, transform your routine and have some great things happen with some great savings at Relax the Back. They've got everything that you're looking for. If you've got thoracic problems, if you've got lumbar area problems, neck, shoulders, they've got it. They have the accessories. They've got the chairs, Tempur-Pedic pillows, mattresses, zero gravity recliners, and plus you can save on human scale office chairs, desks, and all their accessories. Two great locations. One is at the Hill Country Gallery across from Whole Foods, and folks in North Austin at the Gateway Shopping Center right across the street from the Container Store. Live pain-free like the Buck at Relax the Back.
Yes, sir. Sitting in my Relax the Back chair this morning.
Sure.
Always comfortable. Always love it. They are the very, very best. Shout out to them. Also, a shout out to centextickets.com. If you want to be at any Longhorn game, obviously we're talking about Texas football. That's a few months down the road, but of course, your Texas football ticket headquarters is centextickets.com. But in the meantime, how about baseball? That gets going on Friday. Texas softball returns home this weekend. Of course, men's and women's basketball are deep into their seasons. If you want to catch any UT game, centextickets.com is the place you need to go to find your tickets. And it's not just Longhorn games. They've got Spurs games, Rockets games, Mavericks games. Of course, when Major League Baseball season starts, you can catch the Rangers or Astros, all of it right there at centextickets.com. They do concerts, Broadway shows, festivals, comedy shows. You see where I'm going here. Any event, Centex Tickets has you covered. And don't forget the promo code CENTEX10. If you type that in at checkout, you're going to get 10% off of any ticket purchase from our great friends at centextickets.com.
I want to thank the folks over at Hat Creek Burger. I had my burger before I played golf yesterday, the double with cheese. Oh, my God. I put mayo on it. Mayo, ketchup, and mustard, BK.
Oh.
Onions, lettuce. Yeah, I went nuts. I had my milkshake. I can tell you when a burger is really starting to get good to me is when you're sitting in the car and you take that bite and that thing starts to slip out the back door, almost lands in your lap. I mean, I had to grab it. It was so wonderful. Remember that old place? What is it? Stop Shop or Shop Stop? That burger place back in the drinking days. That burger was so good yesterday. I want to thank the folks at Hat Creek Burger. They made great burgers. The shake was fantastic. I did all of that within a half hour of getting to my destination and playing golf. Yes, indeed. I was happy with Hat Creek Burger yesterday, and you can too. Folks, if you're looking to find a great meal, lunchtime, the weekend, bring the kids. Take the whole neighborhood to Hat Creek Burger. Kids can play at the playscape. Mom and Dad, you guys can have a margarita in the evenings. And some locations around have breakfast. Breakfast tacos are available to you. Some locations at 7 a.m. Love our Hat Creek Burger.
Yes, indeed. Love Hat Creek Burger Company.
You got to get there this week. You need to get one of those babies.
I do need to get one this week. It has been too long since I've been to Hat Creek, and I always go, and my reaction is always, why don't I come here every day?
Yeah, oh my God.
It's very good. Love the Hat Creek Burger Company. Also love Altstadt Beer.
Wow, you don't miss out on a day of that.
No.
Why would you do that?
Why would I do that? Come on, man. Beer's not going to drink itself.
That's true.
Someone's got to do it. Love the Altstadt. My choice of beer should be yours as well. Brought some to the Super Bowl party this past weekend. Everybody loved me. Of course they did. They love the guy who brings the beer, and they love the guy who brings the good beer. And that can be you. You got more stuff coming up. Hey, you ladies listening, where are you guys? If you're a significant other, maybe it's a guy, maybe it's a girl, maybe it's a pan, whatever you're into. They might like beer.
Yes, sir.
And if they like beer, you're looking for a great Valentine's Day gift, got a six-pack of Altstadt.
Now, hey, that's not a bad idea.
You know how happy your man is going to be, ladies, if you just Saturday morning, you're like, here's some Altstadt beer.
Bacon, eggs, and an Altstadt beer.
I'm going to go out and have a day. I'm going to let you watch some college basketball and some Olympics and drink your beer on the couch, and we'll come home and we'll have dinner tonight. That's a gift right there. That's a day right there. Altstadt Beer, Perfect for Valentine's Day. Perfect for any day. The only beer that I drink should be the only beer you drink too. So many different brews. Something for every beer drinker out there. Brewed in Fredericksburg. Easy to find. I love this stuff. Y'all will too. Give it a go. It's Altstadt Beer. No impurities. No regrets.
Now we've made them hungry. Now we made the folks hungry. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, they've got breakfast at some Hat Creek Burger.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
You can go get you some breakfast tacos out there if you want.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm a little hungry too. Still getting used to this like later schedule. So
Oh my goodness.
normally
yes.
like back in the olden days when our show ended at 9, like the first thing I would do after we were done is I'd go eat something, right? Whether it was just a granola bar or a banana or I don't know, a hamburger, whatever I needed at 9 a.m. that day. Now it's like trying to figure this all out. Stomach's starting to
Yeah.
growl here already.
Yeah, I'm taking a couple new pills. And of course, I think that I'm the doctor. And right on the pill label, it says, drink with plenty of water and make sure you eat something. And so the first day of getting the pills, what did I do? I drank a little bottle of water and didn't eat anything and said, wait a minute, my stomach can take it. I've been on all kinds of pills before. I took those pills, BK, and drove to my nearest Starbucks. And before I got there, it was back to the times of where you're drinking and you feel like you're ready to throw up, and that weirdness comes about your taste buds. I almost had to pull the car over. There's right. Read the label, and when the label tells you to eat a little something with it, please eat a little something. Don't do as the bug does. Don't try to tempt fate, because man, I almost threw up in my car.
Do as the buck says, not as he does.
No. Read the label. If the label says eat something before taking this, don't just drink something and say, okay, that's enough. It'll get watered down. No, it won't.
I think that's all mental.
Oh, see, there you go. Don't see that's not, you're not a doctor. Okay. You went to med school?
I am Dr. Brody Lane.
Okay, fine.
So yes, I am a doctor as a matter of fact. And it's just
There you
called
go.
the placebo effect. Buck, you ever heard of that?
Yes.
That's what it is. You're getting got by one of those.
They're messing with my head.
Messing with your head. They know. You read that there was something on the side of the bottle that said.
Are you telling me they're trying to sell food now? The pharmacies?
It's like football, right? All it is a ploy to sell food.
Oh, thank you very much.
As Bradley Cooper and Matthew McConaughey taught us during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So they're just trying to sell food.
They're just trying to sell food now.
If you didn't read that medicine bottle, you would have felt fine yesterday. But you knew it said take this pill with food.
Oh no, I wasn't. I'm good for yesterday. This is when I first started. I'm on day number 6 or something to that. Oh no, I know. I get bananas, some fruit. I get a cupcake. I get something. I get bacon and eggs. I won't do it now. Now that it's happened to me once, you're not fool me once. You're not going to fool me twice with that, because that feeling of throwing up in your own car as you're driving or pulling over to the side and having somebody watch you yak on the side. No, thanks.
I don't want that. Have you ever thrown up in your car?
No, I've never done that before, but I've had days when but that was a long time ago. For a while, I was a professional alcoholic. I wasn't an amateur. I was like a pro. I knew what my limits were. I knew that one bottle of Jack was probably the limit. I couldn't take it any further than that. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So I was a pro. So, but back in the college days, those college days, you didn't care.
No, of course not.
You didn't care where you yak. You didn't care as long as it wasn't in the girl you were with, as long as she didn't yak in your car.
You didn't want that.
You'd open up the door when you were going 50 and push her out if she puked in your car.
That's always the worst thing, right?
Oh,
especially in an Uber, because Ubers make you pay. And it makes sense that they make you pay, because the person who's driving has to get their car cleaned if someone throws up in it. But it's like $100 fee that you have to pay if somebody yaks in an Uber. So, you want to be like the nice guy. You've got a group, or you're just taking a girl back. And all of a sudden she's like, I'm not feeling too great. That's
open up the door and jump. I'd be open up the door and jump out. We're only going 60.
You tell the Uber driver, you need to pull over right now. Unless you want yak in your car, you better stop this car right now. All right.
Even at your age, have you been through one of those at your age?
Yeah, in college.
Really?
Yeah. It's not something that has happened recently to me, but I've never
No.
thrown up in a car, thankfully. I've thrown up in plenty of alleys and plenty of other random spots.
No, and I've never done it in a car or anybody else's car.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, once again, I'm a male, so it's like the universe is my bathroom. So puking is nothing compared to, I mean, that's no big deal. I can find a place to hold on to a light pole and just start heaving.
Yeah, I think anybody can do that. That's open
Yeah.
season. Girls get that benefit too, I think.
Yes.
Oh, man. All right. So it feels like every day we have a ridiculous college sports story that we have to talk about. We'll get back into the University of Texas. We got some Cowboys conversation to dive into as well. But today's sort of where are we at in college football story.
Where are we at in society today?
Thank you, Coach. We go to Montana for this one, where a linebacker by the name of Solomon Tuliaupupu has been granted a 9th year of eligibility by the NCAA. Buck.
Boy, he was in prison a long time, I guess.
There's no prison involvement here.
What? His clock didn't stop?
Tuliaupupu, by the way, fantastic name.
Look at the neck on that dude.
If we're going to let anybody play 9 years of college football, I hope he has a name as fun to say as that one. Tuliaupupu turns 26 years old in March. He's entering his second season at Montana after starting his collegiate career at USC back in 2018.
Yes. Amazing.
Amazing?
How do you get to do this for 9 years?
By the way, the 2018 recruiting class. So the guys that Tuliaupupu entered college with, some names. Trevor Lawrence. Guy's already on his second contract in the NFL. Micah Parsons. Guy's already on his second contract and has been traded and has been an all-pro like 5 times in the NFL. Patrick Surtain, Justin Fields, Amon-Ra St. Brown. For Longhorn fans, Caden Stearns. Think about how long it's been since Caden Stearns signed with Texas and how long it's been since he finished his career at Texas. BJ Foster was a part of that Texas 2018 class.
Wow.
All of those guys who are so far removed from college football or in the same recruiting class as Solomon Tuliaupupu, who again is about to enter his 9th year of college ball.
Well, he must have a great NIL deal, or his girl decided to go to Montana. He's just traveling with her.
Well, I don't know what the NIL money is like at Montana. It's not like he's playing at Georgia or Ohio State or Texas right now.
Maybe they gave this dude a ranch in some buffalo or something.
He's playing in the FCS. Now, Montana is one of the best FCS teams every year.
Yes.
But he is playing at a lower
they
level.
should be when you're getting guys 26, 27 years old.
That helps. Yeah, this guy should be on his second contract in the league. So, yeah, helps having a guy like this on your team. If you're curious, Tuliaupupu earned his bachelor's degree from the Marshall School of Business at USC back in 2022, which makes sense. Started in 18, got the degree in 22. He also got his master's degree in 2023, and now he is working on a graduate certificate at Montana, which I guess is allowing him to continue playing college football.
Well, maybe he doesn't think of football as work, because that dude should be out in the working world somewhere. That guy should be a professor on campus.
That guy is already getting Medicaid and AARP discounts.
He's taking my Medicare money.
He is taking your Medicare money. You should be upset about this. Matter of fact, I saw this online. Look at this. This guy already has an AARP membership card.
That dude needs to go to work and quit messing around with these college girls.
So that's a little creepy right there, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, that guy, he should be a professor. He should be getting professor money or something.
So apparently I was like, okay, how is this possible? How is this guy allowed to play 8, now 9 years of college football? What's the story?
Man.
Apparently, he was sidelined for his entire undergraduate career at USC because he had 2 major surgeries, a foot surgery in 2018 and a knee surgery in 2020 that just did not allow him to get on the field.
You know,
So,
stuff happens in college football or sports or in life.
so this past year, his first at Montana, his 8th year as a college football player, was only the second full season that he's played. So he's been a college football player technically for a long time, but he's only played in 2 full seasons and 3 total seasons. So he's only played games in 3 of his 8 years so far. The first time he saw the field was his redshirt senior year at USC. So again, the first 4 years he did not play at all. Redshirt senior year in 2022, he appeared in all 14 games. Then he was sidelined by another injury in 2023, missed the whole season.
He's kind of injury prone. He's kind of injury prone, huh?
Yeah, played a little bit in 2024, then transferred to Montana in 2025, and now he will be there again in 2026.
You know, that just comes under the heading as tough luck, Jack.
Maybe football isn't for you, poo-poo.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to go pro in something other than sports. Remember those old NCAA commercials?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Enterprise awaits you.
Enterprise would love to have you.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, the NCAA, they got to stop this. That's ridiculous.
I mean, Tommy Boy finished college faster than this guy did.
My goodness.
Billy Madison was able to restart kindergarten, go all the way through school before.
A 9th year of college sports. And you had some bad luck. That's just called bad luck.
And I have an inside source on this story.
Oh, no.
It tells me that Montana was desperate to keep him because they're recruiting his son, who is a star high school quarterback.
Oh, father and son playing together.
Yeah, they want the LeBron Bronny situation going on there.
Only the NCAA, only in college football can this happen now. Every day there's just something new that it's hard to believe it's going on.
It really is. And again, it feels like there's one of these stories every single day. I mean, we think it's weird that Trinidad Chambliss is fighting for a year 6. We've got guys around the country fighting for a year 9. And I'll be honest with you, Buck, I don't usually root for injuries, but I would love this guy to get hurt so he could play a year 10 next year.
So he could truly play with his son.
I hope he gets hurt for the next 3 seasons. So we're talking about a 30-year-old. We've got our own Ron McKelvey situation here.
I mean, things happen to people. Things happen to people all the time. I mean, away from football, life happens and bad things happen in life to some people. I mean, you can't just start giving people 9 and 10 and 12 years of playing college sports.
What would you do in this spot?
I would have a fit because I know everybody on the campus, when I walk the campus, would be talking about me, pointing at me. See that old dude over there? That dude's 27, 28 years old. I mean, I love the game, but I'd have to get out of the game and do something different.
He's older than a lot of the coaches on the staff.
Yeah, if I see that guy wearing a graduation gown walking through campus, I'd be like, yeah, that's him right there. Cap and gown every day. That's what he should be forced to do.
Where are we at in college sports today? Maybe a new segment.
We got guys that go play professional ball in whatever league it is, European League, NBA, G League, and then they want to come back and go back on campus because they missed a year or two. Something happened to them.
There are so many of these stories to where we could make this a daily segment on this show.
Gosh.
Crazy. So there you go.
Yeah,
Solomon Tulia Pupu is his name.
By the way, when they get a commissioner of college football, that dude should make as much money as a head coach. That guy should be making head coach money to make these decisions that are that he's going to have to go through and the crap that he's going to have to fix up. Those guys should be making $10, $15 million a year to be the commissioner of college football. So, Nick, get away from Verbo.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's a ton of money. Typically, the commissioners don't make as much as the owners or the players do.
Or just think of all the conferences that would have to chip in to pay foot that guy's bill. He's got to do a great job, but boy, that'd be nice to be that commissioner. That's a lot of money coming your way. All the different conferences, plus these other little conferences that want to get involved, plus the Montanas that want to have a guy for a 10th year. So he could say, no, you can't do that. You people are getting 5 years, maybe 6, but that's it.
Well, who hires that commissioner?
I don't know about the hiring process, but I don't know about the hiring process. But God, to be that guy, because that guy's going to make a ton of coin,
Well,
and his
probably
staff.
should.
Well, they
It's
can't be
gonna
like
be
the NCAA. They can't be running off to Boulder going skiing like every half a year. Oh, we got to meet. Oh, we got a big meeting in Boulder. What are we going to do? Oh, we're going skiing. We're not going to make any decisions, but we got a ski trip here. We're going to the Virgin Islands in the summertime. Man,
It's crazy.
That's a joke.
That's 26-year-old playing college football with no, we've obviously heard stories about guys who go pro in a different sport, right? Quan Cosby, one of our good buddies, one of those examples. Brandon Whedon, old Oklahoma State quarterback, was an example of that. I mean, there's
This dude's
plenty
not
of
even
those.
going on a Mormon mission.
You've got the Mormon mission as well that extends the clock for some of these student athletes and allows them to play at an older age than most others. But this is just a case of, well, a guy got hurt a few times, so we're going to let him keep playing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you come up with that, oh, I'm sorry he got hurt. You had some bad luck. Here's another year of college football.
We might need to start calling him Dr. Tulia Poo-Poo.
Yes.
With all the education that dude's been getting, he probably has earned that at this point, don't you think?
Oh, for sure.
Goodness. So there you go. All right. We'll take your thoughts. Go to text line 512-222-9328. Y'all are welcome to call into the show, by the way, if you would like. There is a link pinned in the YouTube comment section if you want to chime in. Oh, man.
And you told me, and I just say this now, you told me Bronny had some run last night in the game with the Lakers.
Bronny played 25 minutes last night for the Lakers.
Did Wemby whip him up too?
Well,
Did Wemby whip him up something good?
Wemby had 40 and 12 last night and 25 or 26 minutes of action.
Didn't even play. I started in the third quarter and then didn't play in the, about 1 minute in, took him out of the third and was done in the fourth. I was like, oh my God, Wilt Chamberlain had 100 points on that group.
Yeah, the Spurs dominated the Lakers in LA last night. 136 to 108 was the final. I mean, San Antonio was up 17 after the first. They were up 29 at halftime. I mean, the Lakers didn't have Luka or LeBron or a number of other key players. So you kind of knew. It looked
just like black and white film of Wilt Chamberlain dunking over guys who were 6'3" centers. I mean, he was going over the top of guys, shooting threes, coming down the lane, dunking left hand. I mean, it just looked like Wilt Chamberlain dominating the NBA when he came in.
He's an alien, right?
No
Typically,
doubt.
you use the word unicorn to describe guys like Wemby, but unicorn isn't a strong enough word to describe that guy. He's an alien out there.
Ridiculous.
Something this game has never seen, and maybe we'll see it again, but I don't know.
I sure like to be his height and his size for about an hour and go down to the playground to see how I could bounce a basketball. I mean, him dribbling the ball, his dribble is going over half of the guys' heads that are out there. You know what I'm saying? When he takes a dribble, he dribbles it as high as most of the guys that are 3 or 4 of the players that are on the court at that time. I mean,
you're saying with your coordination, you would like to be 7'5" for a day, see what happens on a basketball court?
I just like to be able to see what it's like to dribble being that tall. Maybe I should just stand up on a ladder and just start dribbling the ball.
Honestly, that's a good way to do it. Yeah, stand a couple of steps up on a ladder.
Yeah.
Start dribbling to see what
those
Wemby's
poor
like
dudes don't
fight.
have a chance, man. And when they toss the ball over the top at the rim, I'm looking to see from some of these 7-footers and these 6'9" guys who's going to go up there and stop this guy, and it's not even close.
Yeah, at times I get annoyed by how selfless Wemby is because I legitimately think that guy could go for 40 to 50 a night if he wanted to. And I know he had 40 last night, but He's averaging 24.5 points per game this season. Spurs are really good, 2 seed in the West. So like his
Yes.
selflessness has been great because there's so much other talent on that team around him. I think it's kind of crazy that the Spurs only have one All-Star this year. Obviously, that is Wemby, but there are a couple of other players who are playing at a really, really high level right now. But I digress. I feel like with who Wemby is, his skill set, his size, the matchup nightmare that he poses every single night the Spurs take the court. That guy
is he the best player in the league right now?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't think you can say so because he doesn't put up the numbers that other guys do. Like SGA is probably going to win MVP for the second straight year. So I think like most people would have him ranked higher than Wemby. I think a lot of people would still have Jokic ranked ahead of Wemby as well. I mean, the list isn't long. Wemby should be a first-team All-NBA guy at season's end, but he's 19th right now in points per game this year. He's 5th in rebounds per game this year. So,
but like you said, what could he do if he really wanted to, if they really wanted him to? It would be him versus 5 dudes.
Right.
Or just have somebody throwing the ball to him somehow. And the way he shoots the 3 is incredible to me.
I like the Wilt Chamberlain comp because, that's what all the young bucks say about Wilt. It's like, well, yeah, he was so dominant in his era because he was going up against a bunch of milkmen and post office workers.
Yeah, smoking cigarettes at halftime.
Because that's just what it looked like. Because he was so much taller and bigger than everybody on the court. Obviously, the athletes in today's NBA aren't milkmen or postal service guys, but Wemby makes some of them look like they are.
Yes.
That's just how big he is. And again, he's got the size of Yao Ming, but the handles of a point guard. And like you said, he can knock down the tray ball with the best of them. I mean, he's the toughest guard, I think, in the league. I don't think he's the best player in the NBA yet. Keyword yet. Because I think that's coming.
And I love the fact that, like, when he eyeballs and the guys throw it up to the rim, the guys that are seeing that ball go up to the rim are going, I'm not going up there. As a matter of fact, I can't get up to where he is. When that ball comes down, I'm not going to have that guy break my wrist, stick my hand in the hoop when he comes down with it. And he in this year, he looks physically, I mean, he was bad, he was hurt, blood clot and stuff like that. That guy physically looks, I know he's skinny, but he looks strong. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess a 7-footer banging up against you. I mean, he doesn't weigh 110,
right.
But he doesn't weigh 300 either. But
he
boy, when he
plays
bangs
strong.
up against, huh?
He plays strong. I don't think he looks strong. I mean, he looks like you could take a pair of school scissors and cut his bones on the court.
Yes.
Like, he looks like Flat Stanley out there. He's Flat Wemby. But he's listed at 7'4", 235. He's taller than 7'4". Like, they're rounding down with his height. Typically, you see, like Diego Pavia, Kyler Murray, they round up for a lot of guys. For Wemby, they are rounding down. I think he's closer to 7'6". And then the weight, I mean, he looks like he's 190 out there.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, he's bony.
He is bony, but he could play.
Man.
He's fun to watch. And obviously, he's the biggest part of this Spurs turnaround. And San Antonio, again, the 2 seed in the West right now. They've got the 3rd best record in the league. Obviously, Oklahoma City is the team they're chasing. The Spurs went 4-1 against the Thunder this year.
Man.
So if we do get that as a playoff series, it very likely will be the Western Conference Final. And if there's any team that can dethrone the Thunder and prevent them from going back-to-back, I feel like it's San Antonio.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's breaking Tim Duncan's records in his 3rd year, his 2nd year. It's crazy.
Yeah, year 3 for Wemby, and feels
Tim
like
Duncan played for 1,000 years to get the records he has. This guy's slamming his records.
Well, the only question with Wemby is, can he stay healthy? And like you said, he's already been hurt a couple of times. He's dealt with like external injuries, but also internal injuries too. A guy that size, I mean, that's what derailed Yao Ming's career. Obviously, a great career, Hall of Famer, was one of the best players in the league for a while, but injuries prevented him from having the longevity that like the all-time greats have. So with a guy that size, that's obviously the fear for Wemby, but there ain't no fear about his game.
No.
He is a freak of nature. All right, there's a little NBA talk. Spurs get a big win. Rockets got a win last night over the Clippers. Mavs lost to the Suns. I think all 3 Texas fan bases got what they were looking for yesterday.
Yes.
As the Spurs and Rockets in playoff contention. I mean, right now, Houston's the 3 seed in the West. Obviously, we talked about the Spurs, and the Mavericks, to me, should be losing as many games as they possibly can. So we will take it. All right. In a moment, we'll get back into some Longhorn football conversation. We've got some interesting quotes about the Longhorns entering the 2026 NFL draft. Texas currently has a streak of 3 straight years with a player selected, at least one player selected in the first round. Will that streak come to an end here in 2026? We will talk about that. But before we dive back into the football, how about some sponsor shout outs?
Shout out our friends over at Sue Patrick, celebrating 50 years of great Longhorn apparel for you folks here in Central Texas. And they do a fantastic job. And they've got all kinds of great sales right now. 50% off racks of Longhorn gear. Head on over there to 5222 Burnett Road. Tons of Texas-themed gifts and items. Valentine's Day gifts, BK. I think we're going to be there this week before Valentine's Day, maybe on Friday, to hang out with Jay and the gang over there. Oh, and we'll be there at our new time, correct?
Yeah. Well, 9 to 11. I mean, this time, not a different time. I don't want to.
Not a different time, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that'll be an awful lot of fun to see folks over at Sue Patrick. So for more information, go to SuePatrick.com. They've got everything that you're looking for. The Jelly Cats are there. Plenty of free parking. You're going to love the new stuff that they have there and some of the old stuff. But think about those. Hey, 50% racks. How about that? And plus the new gear, ladies' handbags, the spring gear is there for the ladies, jewelry, belts, the whole works. And of course, Sue Patrick. We love the folks at Sue Patrick's for sure.
Yes, indeed. SuePatrick.com. And as the Buck mentioned, we will be there this Friday from 9 to 11 a.m. Come by and see us. Get your last-minute Valentine's Day shopping done for the Longhorn lover in your life.
That's it. There you go.
Get yourself a little something, too.
Get yourself a nice little Valentine's Jelly Cat while you're there.
Nice little Valentine's Jelly Cat, or perhaps some laundry detergent for the loved person in your life.
Yes.
Never a bad idea.
Or a nice book.
Or a nice book. That works too. They got all the great gifts there. Speaking of great gifts, how about audiovisual consultations?
That's a great gift.
Yeah. Maybe you want to gift yourself something. We just passed Christmas and Hanukkah, and now we're about to hit Valentine's Day. And all these holidays are about getting gifts for other people. And that's fine. That's great. You should take care of the people in your life. But you should also take care of yourself, because you are the most important person in your life. Don't forget about that. Audiovisual consultations can give you the gifts that you deserve. TVs, surround sound speakers, a golf simulator in your home. All that stuff sound pretty nice? Yeah, audiovisual consultations can hook you up with all.
Tell me they could also give you warm bathroom floors.
Can give you a heated bathroom floor if you would like.
Nice.
Whole home lighting, surveillance cameras to keep your loved ones safe. They got you. Anything audio, video, anything automated. All looks great. All is super easy to use. They also have fantastic customer service. I don't think we talk about that enough. The products that they offer are incredible. But after the sale is done, after they install everything and hook you up, they are there for you every step of the way. Stuff breaks. That's how it goes. All you have to do is call them, ask them what's going on. They'll answer it. You need them out to your place. You want to upgrade something, or, hey, this isn't working. Can you come by and fix it? They will come by and fix it. That's why they've been around since 1988. All you have to do is give them a call, and Tom and his crew will bring everything to you. 512-255-8678 or online, avconsultations.com.
I have one of those in my living room downstairs, and we don't use the TV. It's just artwork, and it displays beautiful artwork, BK. My wife loves the TV. It looks like the original, some of the stuff that comes up on the TV downstairs. I've never seen a total show there in 5 years downstairs.
Really?
I've not watched my living room TV for one show yet since we've moved to this house. Everything's been up here on the big 85-incher.
Why not? That's a bigger screen than the one downstairs, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you got those canvas TVs, whatever they call them.
Oh, they're great looking.
Pretty cool concept. Yeah, when it's off, it just looks like a piece of art hanging up on the wall.
Yes.
And then you turn it on and boom, it's a TV. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tom McKay's got those too. So if your wife's like, we don't need another TV, honey, it's art.
Yes, that's right.
It's art. All right. So we do need it. You love your art.
I just don't want you people coming in here thinking that's a real Rembrandt. Don't come back to my house late at night trying to take my TV off the wall.
No, you can have the actual art. Don't take the TV.
Yes.
That's where we've got a problem right there. Love audio visual consultations. All right, let's talk a little Texas football here as we open up hour 2 about the Longhorns in the upcoming NFL draft. Buck, I mentioned it a moment ago. Texas has had at least one player selected in the first round in the last 3 NFL drafts. Last year, the Longhorns had 3 players go in round 1 with Kelvin Banks, Jahdae Barron, and Matthew Golden. We will see if that streak continues in April, but also it's not just first-round picks. The Longhorns have been on a heater, unlike anything this school has ever seen, and unlike anything college football has seen the last couple of years. Texas has had 25 players drafted in the last 2 NFL drafts, which is more than any other college in America and more than any 2-year span in school history. Talking about 2026, though, I'm starting to get nervous that first round streak is going to come to an end. And I'll credit On Texas Football for some of these quotes. They recently caught up with an NFL scout to get some quotes on some of the Texas prospects. And look, this is just one scout. There's 32 teams and there's a bunch of scouts around the league. So one guy's opinion does not necessarily reflect the opinion of every other football person in the NFL. But he went name by name, and we'll go name by name. And I want to get your thoughts on how you view these guys as NFL players and where you think they could end up with. We'll start with Anthony Hill. I think is one of the most likely guys to go in round 1 if Texas ends up with a player in round 1. The quote from an NFL scout, "We have him as a second-day guy and have for a while. He has the possibility to work his way up," end quote.
Well, the team that just won the Super Bowl, he looked incredible on that defense with those maniacs.
Oh, man.
They get that late draft pick, down at the end of the list there, late in the first. I don't know how you could bypass him, a team that loves defense and would love a guy like that to go along with what they already have. Are you kidding me?
That'd be an awesome fit.
Oh, would that not? Oh, my God.
Obviously, you want to go higher in whatever round you get drafted at because you make more money. But if you fall to the end of a round, you're typically falling to a much better franchise.
How about a guy like him falling to that group?
And you plug Anthony Hill into the heart of that Seattle defense. Wow. The dark side. Ant Hill to the dark side. I like that fit right there. I'll say this right off the bat. If Anthony Hill does fall to day 2, whoever gets him on day 2 is getting maybe the steal of the draft.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, then you'd have 3 Longhorns on that team, would you not?
You already have 3. That'd be number 4.
Number 4, that's right.
Because Quandre Diggs was still on the roster this past year. He was hurt, so we didn't see him in the Super Bowl. But
he's still on their roster, huh?
Still on the roster. You've got obviously Byron Murphy, who had a couple of sacks, and then Michael Dixon, the best punter in the league. So, yeah, the Seahawks have had an affinity of drafting or picking up Longhorn players. That would be great. I think that'd be a steal at pick 32. But if we're talking about Ant Hill going in the second round, man, whoever he ends up with is getting a great, great player.
Wow.
He's incredibly versatile, too. I mean, we saw during his freshman year.
I think that may be the thing that's holding him back. They just don't know where he'll fit. But he's good at all the fits. That's the problem,
I honestly think PK kind of hurt Anthony Hill. Now, it didn't hurt the Texas defense because Anthony Hill was awesome and the Texas defense has been really good. But I do wonder if Anthony Hill just stayed as an edge rusher during his Texas career, how high he'd be going in this year's draft.
What's his height listed as, BK? Is he 6'3" or like a real 6'3", or is he really 6'1.5", 6'2"?
I think he was listed at 6'3" on the Texas roster. Obviously, he'll get measured at the combine.
Yeah.
Later this month, so we'll get confirmation of that. But he was listed at 6'3", I think about 240 on the Texas roster. So, again, we saw what he did as an edge rusher in 2022. Like, edge rushers get drafted higher than off-ball linebackers.
Right.
Just considered a more premium position in the NFL. So, I don't know if Anthony Hill would have put up Colin Simmons numbers if he stayed on the edge during his 3 years at Texas, but I think he could have been.
Yeah, 240 is pretty light for some of these tackles. They get on you, and they take guys that are 240 once they get on them. and run them all over the place. So
Colin Simmons is 240, and we're seeing what he's doing off the edge.
that guy looks like he weighs 260. His body type is a little different. He's got those really broad shoulders, and he doesn't have. I mean, his waistline. I mean, Anthony Hill's waistline is looks like about a 32.
I do not know the waistline of Colin
Simmons.
I've not done that level of research yet. It's a little creepy that you do know what size pants he's wearing. Were you in there measuring? Why were you in there measuring that?
I wasn't in there measuring it. I just look at him in his uni. He looks like a guy who belongs more like as an inside backer. But I would just think, he just – that's why I asked about his height. Is he really 6'3", or is he more like 6'2"? So
you're talking about Anthony Hill now or Colin Simmons?
Yeah. Oh, Colin Simmons is he looks big to me. He doesn't look like a small, he looks like a guy more around, in the 250s, 260s. But you said he's not. He's a 240 guy. He looks bigger.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, Colin Simmons, when he goes pro, likely after next year, is going to end up being a very, very high draft pick. So if Texas doesn't have a first rounder this year, I mean, they could have 3 or 4, maybe even 5 next year. But for Ant Hill, again, I think the move to off-ball linebacker kind of hurt his draft stock, but I think he's just such a versatile piece that NFL teams are going to fall in love with this guy. Another problem for Anthony Hill, this is a loaded linebacker class, which doesn't help his cause very much. But in terms of everything that guy can do, I mean, Texas used him in coverage a lot, and he looked pretty good doing that. We know how good of a blitzer he was. We know how good he is downhill. We know he has the ability to run sideline to sideline. We know he can blitz off the edge if ever needed. Like that guy, his versatility, again, is going to enamor him with a lot of defensive coordinators to where whoever gets him is going to be very, very happy with their selection.
Well, the defending Super Bowl champs, if that guy's still around when they get the pick, oh, my God.
I think he will be.
Hey, dude, they're bringing guys out of the secondary there that come in like linebackers. You imagine this guy lining up and just coming at you with a bunch of vicious guys that they have already?
Yeah.
Wow.
The NFL scout says we've had him as a second-day guy for a while, has the possibility to work his way up. So, obviously, pro day, combine, pre-draft interviews. Yep. I think Ant Hill is going to crush all of those things. So we'll see if that's enough to slide him into day one of the NFL draft. Great point from David here. D'Amico Ryans in Houston would love him. D'Amico Ryans, obviously a former college and NFL linebacker, had some of that position versatility in his game.
Right.
I think the Texans are probably going to spend the majority of their premium picks on offensive players, considering how bad the offense was in the playoffs and how good the defense was all year. But, oh, man, D'Amico Ryans would love the chance to have Anthony Hill.
Oh, yeah, those defensive head coaches, they don't like to mess around with their positions.
No, not at all. So that's one. And I think the other Longhorn who has a chance to be a first-round pick this year is Manny Muhammad, the cornerback. And the quote from an NFL scout was, "We've had him in the mid-rounds. We'll move up if he runs well," end quote.
Yeah, he's long. He'll have to his combine, his workouts will be important. Because I thought he changed directions he looks long. I think he changes directions pretty good. Ball skills of getting the ball, interceptor, that's one thing. Those guys love guys that can go get the ball. They want you intercepting the ball in the secondary. They don't want you just to be a tackler or I can cover and bat balls down. They like you to take it away from the other guy.
Yeah, and Manny Muhammad was not a ball hawk during his Texas career. I mean, only 3 interceptions in 3 seasons on the 40 acres.
Yeah.
That wasn't his strength. Now, he was sticky. He was like glue covering receivers, and he did a great job, I thought, as Texas's number 1 corner, right? A lot of people were wondering, okay, Jahdae Barron, the Thorpe Award winner, is gone. What will Manny Muhammad look like as this team's number 1 defensive back going up against a bunch of number 1 receivers every single Saturday? And I thought for the most part, he was really, really good.
Yeah, I think their secondary play hurt in a lot of ways. The scheme of what they were trying to do probably hurt him. He's probably better suited to be up in your face.
Yeah. And Texas with that soft off coverage a lot under Pete Kwiatkowski. That's an interesting
that made you look soft too.
Right. Yeah, at times. I don't know. I thought Manny Muhammad was the surest thing that Texas had in their secondary this year. And remember, he did not play against Florida. And I would say that was Texas's worst pass defense of the year. I know they weren't great in some of their other games. The Georgia loss was a struggle. Heck, the win over Mississippi State was a struggle. But DJ Lagway is not very good. Florida was a really bad football team this year that had all sorts of offensive issues. And the game that Manny Muhammad missed was the game that Florida's offense looked like the best offense in the world. So I don't think that's a coincidence, by the way.
No, their young receivers had a field day when they were supposed to be inexperienced guys that looked
Yeah.
like they'd been playing college football for 3 years.
Yeah, I don't know if Texas loses that game. I do know they don't give up as much as they did if Muhammad's on the field. I don't know if they lose that game if they had number 5 on defense. So we'll see how Muhammad does. Again, another one of those guys who sounds like he can work his way up a little bit with a strong pre-draft process. But that's it. I mean, Anthony Hill, you heard from that NFL scout say, we've had him as a day 2 guy for a while. Manny Muhammad, you heard the scout say, we've had him in the mid-rounds for a while. Like, those are the Longhorns' 2 best chances to have a first-round pick, and neither one of them are anything close to locks.
Yeah, there'll be some other guys drafted in those mid rounds. They got enough guys. Somebody's going to take a shot at Michael Taft for sure because of being an All-American. Plus, the white defensive back has now made a comeback in football. I don't know if there was ever, Charlie Waters, maybe some of those dudes back in the day. It's been a while, but now with the guys that are playing with the Eagles, kid that plays Moss that plays out at Denver. They're making a little bit of a comeback. They're going to take a shot at him.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. We are back.
We are back, baby. Got a couple of white running backs in the league. Now a couple of white defensive backs in the league.
Oh, yeah.
We are back. But there are also a couple of black punters in the league. You guys are taking that from us.
I saw that.
And you have already taken the quarterback position as well from us. So
what happened? Reggie Roby was the last that I saw of the. Wasn't that he played for Miami? They played for the Dolphins for 1,000 points. It was from Iowa, I believe.
Punter?
Reggie, yeah, he was a punter that had a watch on. He punted with a watch with his Rolex on.
That's awesome.
How about that? Isn't that cool? And he could see it. I mean, he had it on display like a sweatband. It was great.
Guy punted with a rollie on. That's incredible.
He just wanted to, he wanted to check it out and see what time. What time is this game ending? I'm not doing very much.
I'm only out here for like 3 snaps. Yeah. When can I leave here? I got dinner plans after this. Thank you very much. Oh, man. All right. So we do have some quotes about the other Longhorns. Again, Ant Hill, Manny Muhammad, the 2 guys most likely to go in round 1. But you brought up Michael Taft a moment ago. The only quote that we got from this NFL scout was late rounds likely. And I think that's fair. I mean, I don't expect Michael Taft to be a first 2-day draft pick, but talk about a guy who's willing to do anything and everything to help a team win. I think that's Michael Taft. And I think that's going to give him the opportunity to have a long career at the next level.
Let me ask you this. Is that the kid that plays for the Patriots? Was that Texas special teamer?
Brendan Schooler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's been like a Pro Bowl special teams guy for I think 2 years he's been that.
Yeah, he might be the best special teams player in football. He's an all-pro. He's not just Pro Bowler. He is an all-pro special teamer for the Patriots. He almost blocked a Michael Dixon punt in Super Bowl 60.
I saw him come off the edge, almost get that one, get his hand on that one.
That guy is the first guy to make a tackle. He's the first guy to do anything on special teams for the Patriots. So
he ain't afraid to get in your face either now.
You can carve out a nice career like that. And look, Brendan Schooler was not the college player that Michael Taft was.
That's true.
At all. So, if you're willing to do the dirty work, you're willing to put in that time and effort to be a great special teams player, you can make a nice living in the league.
Sure. You're right.
I think Michael Taft also can give you something defensively too. Now, he's got some physical limitations. There's no doubt about that. But, that guy in the SEC the last 2 years was one of the best defensive backs in the conference, going up against a bunch of Sunday players and faring pretty well. He was an All-American a couple of years ago. So I think he's got a shot. He'll definitely be drafted. And again, you're looking for guys like that, good culture guys who can also contribute in a number of different ways. I wouldn't bet against Michael Taft. People have been betting against that dude his entire life.
Yes.
And he always finds a way to prove them wrong. every team is going to pass on that guy at least once, probably twice, probably thrice on draft weekend. When he finally gets his chance, I think he's going to make somebody pretty happy for actually giving him an opportunity.
Yeah, I think he'll get an opportunity. And I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't happen maybe on that second day.
I'd be a little surprised if he goes on day 2, but hey, maybe late 3rd round pick. I mean, I hope he does, obviously. That'd be awesome. We'll see. Again, another guy, maybe with good combine performance, good pro day performance. You know that guy is going to crush the interviews.
Oh, yeah. Well, and he's going to be crazy at the combine. He's going to be that guy's been working since the last game. He's been doing workouts ever since then.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, a couple more names, Buck. Ethan Burke. Another mid-rounds to late draft guy. Like his length and motor, is the quote from an NFL scout. Your thoughts on our friend and how?
Well, I think if he continues to get physically, he's got the length. If he just keeps getting the size, the girth on him, I think he'll be just fine.
The girth.
Yes, girth. Not just weight, but just girth. I mean, shoulders. I mean, in that shoulder area, the midsection. Stronger legs and stuff. That guy can get to the ball. He uses his hands pretty well. As he got older, he started using his hands on guys trying to, keep him out. He was a good defensive player with his hands. So I think he'll get better at that.
You just threw me for a loop. You were talking about guys' waistlines earlier. Now you're talking about their girths.
Sorry about that.
These are not measurables that I'm finding on any website.
Yeah, girth is important.
Well, it is. I don't disagree with that. But
girth is important for a guy who was a lacrosse player,
Ethan Burke's an unbelievable athlete. And Speaking of special teams, that guy, you need a guy who can go block you a field goal. Ethan Burke is your guy.
Yes.
And it felt like whenever Texas needed a big play the last 2 years, number 91 on defense was making it. I mean, his overall stats aren't going to blow you away, right? 3 sacks this past season, 40 tackles. I mean, you look at some of the other guys who play his position, a lot more production from a statistical standpoint. But I think Ethan Burke was kind of held back by his own coaching staff a little bit. I thought he should have played more than he did. Now, it's not like Texas was playing scrubs over him. All of the other guys who were playing were very, very talented players, so I don't want to disparage anybody else. But I felt like Ethan Burke could have made more of an impact if he just got more opportunities to play.
Because he got on a roll the year before. We saw him get on a roll, and we thought he'd come right out of the gates and be ready to go. And he played, but he kind of played off and on with other guys. I thought he should have more of a starting role and playing more.
Yeah, 2024, Texas went out and got Trey Moore from UTSA before that season.
Right.
And they started Trey Moore as an edge rusher. And remember that year, Trey Moore had 0 sacks in his first 7 games of the year. Now, down the stretch, Texas was rewarded for its loyalty because Trey Moore had a really, really good close to that year.
Yep.
But Trey Moore wasn't doing anything for 2 months of that year. And Ethan Burke, it's like you've got him, and it feels like whenever he's on the field, he's making something happen. It's like, why is he not getting more run? And there were moments
so you thought the following year that he would be the guy.
Right. Well, I thought he should have been the guy in 2024, and he got more run in 2025, and his numbers were better. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's not going to get drafted that high. But again, he's a guy that I think has a chance to not only make an NFL roster out of camp, but be a contributing player on both defense and special teams. So great athlete. Like you said, an incredible lacrosse player. There's no questions about that. He's more of an early down guy. I don't think he's ever going to be like some pass rush superstar in the league, but 260 pounds at edge. He's a very good run stuffer. And at that size, he can make a living doing that on the outside of a defensive line.
Yeah, I mean, if he could get to too close to 280, then he'll be good against the run too. I thought he, even at his weight, was good against the run. When he got in those games in 24, I thought he was really good against the run. Ask the Aggies what that was like.
I do too. Right. The goal line stand against Texas A&M in College Station, that final regular season game in 2024. Ethan Burke was huge on that stretch. I mean, he was.
I thought he would play off of that year, and they would say, "Yeah, we got to get this guy going because he can get going. We need to get him in the games and leave him and let him play some downs." And they didn't. No. Although they did a good job with the kid from UTSA. I thought he became better than, after even when he got good, I was thinking maybe this is about it. That was his limit, but he did a lot of good things.
Well, they moved him back to linebacker, so that opened up the door for Ethan Burke to get a few more snaps and a couple of other guys to get some more playing time as well. So that was a move that they made with Trey Moore and Brad Spence. They moved from linebacker to edge rusher, so they did a lot of tweaking with positions last year.
Yes.
But Ethan Burke was, I thought, Mr. Consistent, and in that Texas A&M game, had a blocked kick in that one, also 9 tackles for the Longhorns as well. So he came up in big, big spots. Also had a pass breakup as well. Batted one down at the line. Big game player for Texas and a great kid as well. Couple more quick ones. Again, it's not a long list. Like the Longhorns aren't going to have the 12 or 13 players that they've had drafted the last couple of years. DJ Campbell, I thought this was an interesting quote about him. Has more talent than the play on the field. Played okay last year. Likely mid-rounds, but showed pretty well last week. I think talking about the Senior Bowl. Does he love ball?
Yeah, that's a mental deal. When they start asking if you love ball, that's some head games that you got to get out of your head that, yeah, this game, I've got all the athletic ability to play this game, but how into it am I? Do I have some other interests that are a little bit as important as me playing football, what I'm trying to make a living at? I mean, is there something, and a lot of people have that. That's just not just in sports. People have a bunch of different interests, so they can't settle in on one thing. And it's kind of the way I see him. It's just, does he, when you play offensive line, defensive line, you love football. Your other interests are there, but you can't wait to get on the field and do what you do. Smash the crap out of somebody. That's what you like to do. Maybe that dude has some other interests that, I don't know. Maybe that guy's a piano guy or something. Maybe he's a pianist or something that I don't know about,
Interesting. Yeah, I don't either. I don't know anything about whether or not DJ Campbell loves ball.
Maybe he plays the cello. Maybe he plays the cello when he's not on the field. Who knows?
He's like a symphony orchestra guy.
Yeah, maybe he's one of those guys. His interests are, he's got a lot of things going on with that.
Okay, perhaps.
I got a lot of interest. I was a hand model. I'm very interested in how my hands look, get my nails done and stuff. So I don't, sometimes I'm not quite focused as I should be because I'm worrying about my hand modeling career, even at 71 years old, or at 70, almost 71.
Were you a hand model back when you were playing football?
I was a hand model in high school, yes.
How'd you get into that?
I was the yearbook guy. My hands were the yearbook for the ring.
No way.
Yeah, and then I started to take care of my hands. From that point on, I started thinking, that I can do some wonderful things with these big paws, except for these little fingers that are kind of jacked up going sideways.
Yeah.
Other than that, the hands look good. No scratches, no scrape. That guy, Joe Persarchik, dislocated one of these. But it still looks good. Still good. Still feeling like I could do a good job as a hand model.
Did you get any NIL money when you started playing college ball?
No.
Not for your hands?
No, not for my hands. No, not at all.
Team didn't need a hand model?
Nobody in the Boston area needed a hand model at the time.
Oh, man. So you never made any money off of this hobby?
Hey, I was in the yearbook. Come on, man.
That was 60 years ago.
What's wrong with that?
What have you done for me lately,
Dude,
Buck?
no, once a hand model, always a hand model.
Just expect more from you. That's it.
I mean, and that's kind of the first thing I've always noticed on women are their hands.
It's an important
Very
thing.
important.
Okay.
Very important not to have jacked up hands or jacked up feet.
Oh, you're a foot guy.
I don't have a foot fetish. I can survive. You can keep your socks on if you want at all times. It don't matter to me.
Okay, Buck Ryan.
So I'm not a foot guy, but I am a hands guy. I'm a hands guy. I see women's hands, and if they're not right, I kind of go, no. What else is jacked up if you got jacked up hands? Got to take care of your mitts.
I like that. Maybe DJ Campbell was a hand model too, and that's why he wasn't as good as he could have been.
We're going to find out. We're going to investigate him. What are his other interests?
We'll ask him. Yeah, look, with DJ Campbell, I mean, I'm not going to question does he love ball because I just don't know. If NFL teams are questioning that, that's not good for him. I will say that. But this guy was a 5-star coming out of high school. This guy was the 10th ranked player in the country in the class of 2022 and the number one interior offensive line in the country. He didn't play like that. He had a solid career at Texas, multi-year starter, grateful for his contributions, but he did not quite live up to that billing, excuse me. So when I see has more talent than the play on the field, I agree with that. He played okay last year. He's probably Texas's second best offensive lineman behind Trevor Gooseby, but what is that saying when your O-line was as bad as it was? It's not like he was perfect last year. So I do think the talent's there. Unfortunately, we didn't see it on full display, I thought, often enough during his Texas career. And that's going to cost him again on draft day. Like I was hoping that guy. I know it's tough for interior guys to be first-round picks, but anytime you get the number one player at any position in the country, you're thinking, all right, this guy has a chance to be a first-round pick by the time his career is all said and done. Unfortunately, we're not having those conversations about DJ Campbell.
Yeah.
So we will see. So there you go. Credit to On Texas Football again for catching up with an NFL scout, getting some quotes about some Texas Longhorns and how they are being viewed in NFL circles, right?
Yes. Last time I went to see Ma Juan to get my nails done. I got my toenails done on Super Bowl Sunday. She came in at 8:30, and we got that done on Super Bowl Sunday. Yes, and then the week before I got my nails done. So yes, I go to visit her. No, I don't like to do my toes that often, but when my wife says you just gave me 8 stitches in my legs with your foot hitting me at night, that's probably time to go get those toenails cut. And I don't cut my own toenails. I don't do that anymore. I cut my toenails once, BK, and got an ingrown toenail and had to go to a podiatrist and have them shoot my big toe up to cut the nail out of my skin. That was it for me doing that. Oh,
when was this?
A couple of years ago. I tried to do it myself. My toenails got real long, and I went in there with a toenail clipper and started hacking around. Man.
You're making it sound like that was the first time you ever tried to cut your own toenails.
Well, I'd done a good job before, but this is a little later on when they started getting hard like bricks.
Ugh.
And I did that, and that's been a while. But I don't go for that. I don't have to go like every month. For my nails, I go probably about every 3 weeks.
Okay. I thought you just said you went twice in 2 weeks. Did I mishear you?
Oh, one was for toes and one was for nails.
Got it. Oh, you don't get it all done at the same time?
No. Sometimes they grow kind of differently. My feet take a little bit longer than my nails.
Okay.
And I've got very healthy nails.
That's very good.
That's what the lady there tells me. And there's ladies that come in there and see my nails. They go, man, I like to have those. I said, well, you can't have these.
There's no way that happens.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I gotta wait till when I go next time. I'll take pictures of my nails all done.
Okay,
You
yeah.
may need that for your wall. Put that as your fat head in the walls. A picture
Oh, for me or for our audience?
For the audience, we'll put a picture of fat head for my hands.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone's going to be thrilled to see that on a screen share on the show.
Don't want to see my feet. My feet are okay.
Oh my gosh.
It just started maybe 15 years ago or so, starting to really take care of my feet. I never really worried about that before. I had like hammer toes. They were jacked up. I'd like go to the pool and I wouldn't wear flip-flops. I'd wear like sneakers and get in the pool and jump back out. And I would let my feet just dangle around. I got that all straightened up. I got on some medication that cleared up everything. And from that point on, I've been taking care of my feet. It's very important. Feet are, you got to take care of your dogs. You really do.
Agreed. You would wear tennis shoes in the pool. Do I have that right?
To the pool. I wouldn't come out I would never let anybody see my feet just like dangling around.
Eesh.
I had foot fungus. I had some stuff that was not cool, brother.
Okay. I'm sorry I asked. That's all.
Yeah, but I got it fixed. It's been fixed for years and years.
It's great. Happy for you.
You can kiss these feet now.
I ain't doing that.
Come on, man.
Hey, you can make some money off of feet these days. So if you think your feet are all that and a bag of chips, there's a website you could start. Hey, we've got a listener you could contact. I can help you with that.
What getting my feet, making some money from my feet?
Making some money from your feet.
Yeah. We have to talk about that.
Oh
What model?
gosh. All right. We got to get into the Dallas Cowboys, because on Super Bowl Sunday, Ian Rappaport had an interesting report about George Pickens. Could the Cowboys trade George Pickens after just 1 year in Dallas? We'll get to that story in a moment. Plus, we have to talk about the crazy Olympic moment that went viral yesterday. But before we get to either of those, how about a few more sponsor shout outs?
Tell our friends over at Woods Comfort Systems, as I told you, for close to 70 years, folks, in Central Texas, they have been getting it done. Heating, air conditioning, and now they do plumbing. So if you got a problem inside or outside with your plumbing, call on our friends at Woods Comfort Systems for sure. I've got a contract with them for the last 5 years of my new home, and they do great work. And when that air conditioning is not working the way you want it to be working, you can't handle that in this state for sure. You've got to have that fixed, and you want professionals and great technicians doing it. And that's exactly what they are at Woods Comfort Systems. Close to 70 years in Central Texas. Nobody does it better than Woods Comfort Systems.
No, they don't. WoodsComfortSystems.com, 512-842-5066. Don't try to fix that stuff by yourself.
No.
I saw a couple of trucks driving around yesterday. Also at my apartment complex, I saw a couple of guys working on the AC.
There you go.
It's almost that time, weather's starting to warm up a little bit. Want to make sure
got to get the filters changed and everything, get them ready.
Yeah, make sure you're ready to rock and roll for when we get to actual spring, although it's felt like it for a while here. Also, some love. Speaking of best in the business, McCall Custom Homes.
Oh, yeah.
Is Mike at your place today? I know he was there yesterday.
He is not here today, no.
Not yet.
No, he got my little gator that I had the extension on the back. He got that all done. It wasn't even at my home. This was a part of my equipment on the ranch here. So he got that all straightened out. It's ready to go. So the old man's not going to be wheelbarrowing around here on the property anymore.
It's probably smart.
It is.
Yeah, we love McCall Custom Homes. We trust our homes to McCall Custom Homes, and we think you should too. And it's not just us. They are A+ rated by the BBB. They've got tons of 5-star reviews online. It's a father-son team with more than 4 decades of experience in Central Texas. These are not guys who started in California or Florida and were like, I want to go to Austin because everyone else has been. No, these guys are born and bred here in Austin. They've started here. They've stayed here. They do incredible work here, and they give you top quality at affordable prices. They're licensed. They're insured, and they can do anything. Home renovations, remodel a kitchen or a bathroom. If you want to start from scratch, McCall Custom Homes. They can help you build a custom home from day one. They're the best. All you have to do is reach out to Mike and his great team. They will take care of the rest. McCall Custom Homes, ATX.com. Right now, they're offering free estimates to Bucky and BK listeners, or you can reach out to Mike McCall directly, 512-633-9580. Great guy, big-time Longhorn fan, huge listener of the show, so he knows all the bits and everything that we're all about. And again, he's the best at what he does. McCall Custom Homes, we build value into your home.
Once again, don't forget, we will be out at St. Patrick here on Friday. Looking forward to seeing folks at St. Patrick and talking with you. It's been a while since we've been out there. And as I said, they've got the new gear in. 2026 gear is in at St. Patrick. Come join us, please.
Baseball season this weekend. You want to gear up for opening day? St. Patrick, they've got everything you need. All right, Buck. Little Dallas Cowboys conversation for you. This one was interesting. So Ian Rappaport, longtime reporter for the NFL Network, was on NFL Game Day morning on Super Bowl Sunday, so a few days ago now, and he was talking about the possibility of George Pickens potentially being traded this offseason. Now, reports are that the Dallas Cowboys are going to franchise tag GP, who, of course, is a free agent. Franchise tag would allow him to play for 1 more year in Dallas, making a good chunk of money. But as everybody knows, most guys don't love playing under the franchise tag. They want that long-term security. So we will see if the Cowboys are able to get something done or if George Pickens is even willing to play on that franchise tag. The offseason has just begun, so we've got a long way to go.
Now, is this franchise tag something like $28 million?
I think it's right around $28 million.
Wow.
Yeah, so a good chunk of change for George Pickens. Again, it's only a 1-year deal, though, so he doesn't get any long-term security. Well, George Pickens is represented by David Mulligetta.
Oh, boy.
Who also represented Micah Parsons. And we all remember what happened last offseason with the rift between Jerry Jones and David Mulugheta and Micah Parsons, which ultimately led to Micah getting traded to Green Bay. So here is Ian Rappaport on the NFL Network Sunday morning talking about the future of George Pickens and Big D.
Dallas Cowboys have great confidence in George Pickens. Their star receiver had a breakout season for Dallas after they traded for him this offseason. He is set to be a free agent. Obviously, the Cowboys are going to franchise tag him, something we've known for quite some time, but that doesn't necessarily mean that George Pickens is going to stay in Dallas. My understanding is that a tag and trade scenario is considered to be a possibility for Dallas. And actually, the value would make some sense here. Traded for him for a third-round pick. Maybe, let's say, they could get a second-rounder, just throwing something out there, for instance. That would be really good value for Dallas. Another team would then be able to lock Pickens up on a long-term deal, give him the security that he wants. The Cowboys have shown a willingness to trade their star players for significant draft pick compensation.
Don't say. Heard about it.
Maybe those players have the same agent in David Mulugheta. I'm just saying it's an interesting situation to consider.
Yeah, boy, that's interesting. That is David Mulugheta doesn't want to go through that. And I don't think George Pickens, I think he would like to have, let's get a long-term deal done and get it over with. Let's not play around through the summer and into fall camp. Let's get this done. But David Mulugheta is probably telling him, dude, working with Jerry Jones, he doesn't even know my name. He didn't even know who I am. You need to understand that guy's for real. This isn't a joke. He's going to want to play this out to the very end when they should be getting this thing done and over with so they go into the fall and ready to play football, ready to worry about their defense in the draft and whatever else they have to do. George Pickens should not be one of the guys that they need to be worrying about.
Well, more often than not, even though the Cowboys drag these things out every year, they do find a way to get long-term deals done. That's why I was so surprised when Micah Parsons got traded because, with Dak Prescott, we went through this. With CeeDee Lamb, who obviously plays the same position as George Pickens, we went through this. It's the circus that is the Dallas Cowboys. They want people talking about it, so they're going to drag these things out and be in the news for as long as they possibly can. So I would be very surprised if we find out tomorrow that the Cowboys have inked a long-term deal with George Pickens and this thing is done. That's just not how they operate. But my question to you is, Buck, should the Cowboys even consider trading George Pickens based on the year he just had? I get it. He's going to be expensive. The highest paid receiver in football right now is Jamar Chase. He's at $40 million a year. The next highest is Justin Jefferson, who's at 35. I don't know if Pickens would need to eclipse Jamar Chase, but I do think he'd be around the $35 million year number. By the way, CeeDee Lamb is at $34 million a year.
Yeah, he's 32 for him, something like that.
I don't think you're going to get that. I think you're going to – that's usually not how it works. These guys want to be –
You're going to pay on the tag. They're going to pay you the 28 tag money.
Right. No, I think it's going to be more than that. I think George Pickens is looking to be closer to $35 million a year.
I don't think he's going to get that with the Cowboys then.
Well, usually how it works is if you want the guy to stay, you have to kind of reset the market. It's not a wide receiver thing. This happens at every position. Like agents want to be able to brag that I got my client more money than any other player at this position in NFL history. Whether it's the signing bonus, guaranteed money, average annual value.
I know he had a nice year, but do you consider him Justin Jefferson? Do you consider him in that?
That's not how it works. I don't. The answer is no. I don't consider Dak Prescott the best quarterback in football, but he's being paid like it. I don't consider – there's a lot of instances where –
Right.
At one point, Kirk Cousins was the highest paid QB in football. That guy was nowhere close to the best quarterback in the league. So it's usually if you want the guy, you've got to pay him top of the market money. So he will not be cheap. I don't think you're going to get some sort of hometown discount from George Pickens. But to me, and the Cowboys should be trying to win right now. In large part because of all of the money they are investing into Dak Prescott. So you want to maximize your return on that investment, and having him throw to George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb every single Sunday is a very good way to do that.
Yeah. So do you think he plays under the tag? He's good,
No, I don't. I think George Pickens, who has been described as a diva in his past, does play that position. I don't think he's going to be keen on playing on the franchise tag this year. I could absolutely, and this is just guessing right now, there's no reporting here, but I could actually see him being willing to sit out.
All right, well, we'll see in late August then, when the heat starts to come up. So
if you're the Cowboys, are you trading him, or no? You're doing whatever you can to make sure he stays on your team.
well, I'm trying to do everything I can, but he's not going to get $40 million. He's not going to get 37. I don't believe. So yeah, if you're going to trade him, let's start moving it.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're open to trading him then.
Yeah, I think he's. I mean, for what he did last year, coming in here in his first year, I thought he was fabulous for this offense. He really took a lot of pressure off of CD Lamb, and CD Lamb doesn't give a crap. He'll take all the pressure you want. He just wants to be. He wants to be the guy, but he sure would like to have a guy that could take some pressure off of him too.
93 catches, more than 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns for George Pickens this past season. I mean, he was one of the most productive receivers in football. And the Cowboys have until July 15th to work out a long-term extension. Otherwise, the player must play on the tag or a 1 year.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be any news with it before that time with him. I think, like you said, Jerry Jones likes to play this. I mean, the player doesn't want to play this to the end for sure.
Well,
they want to get signed and get going.
If you're going to trade George Pickens, you better do it before the draft, right?
I would think so. Yeah.
Like, you're trying to get draft compensation this year so you can help your team this year.
Or you can get 2 first-round offensive linemen for sure.
You already have 2 first-round picks.
You better not be 2
third.
Yeah, or are you going to mess with it? You won't. They don't need 2 offensive linemen, do they? They just need the one they take every year.
They don't need any.
Yeah, they need the one they'll take from Georgia or Alabama.
They don't need any.
And he'll be there for the next 15 years.
Yeah, well, I'm not trading George Pickens. I hope the Cowboys find a way to get it done. And I know what happened with Micah. I know the Mulligetta thing, but I feel like the Cowboys will get this one done, and George Pickens will remain on the team next year. I mean, what's the point of trading for the guy if you're just going to trade him a year later? Doesn't make any sense.
No.
Especially if he was good. Okay, if he sucked, then all right, well, we tried. He wasn't very good. He was a head case, so we'll let him go.
And your agent's one of the best in the business, and he's paid to get his clients money, and he's paid to get paid himself. So
yeah,
he's not going to have all that. They don't know who I am. They know exactly who he is. They always did. So
yeah, exactly. They did last year. It's just Jerry being Jerry, and he knew that would make a headline, so he said it. And it worked. The reason the Micah Parsons deal never got done doesn't have a lot to do with David Mulligetta. I mean, in a sense, it does. But the reason Jerry traded Micah is because Jerry and Micah had agreed to a deal. And in Jerry's eyes, like, you said yes, we offered you this. You said yes. You said it was going to get signed. And then a couple of days later, you changed your mind and said, no, everything goes through my agent.
Yeah, in a matter of days, we talked to the grown-up in the room.
So that's why the Micah Parsons things fell apart. I don't think that's going to happen with George Pickens, to where George Pickens is going to meet with Jerry and agree to some sort of deal, and then a week later say, actually, now David Mulligetta's got to handle all of this. I was just kidding. That was why the Micah thing fell apart. I don't think
George Pickens is not handling anything. His agent's handling everything.
Exactly. And that's why you have an agent in the first place. Micah Parsons was just, I mean, look, he ultimately got a crap ton of money, more than he would have gotten from the Cowboys anyway. So I guess you could call him a big winner. But he did not handle it the way at least Jerry Jones felt like he should have handled it. And that's why he got shipped out.
Jerry wants everybody to handle it that way, his way.
Well, I mean, it usually doesn't happen that way. I don't know how many stories there have been where that has happened, where a player meets with the GM and owner, it's the same guy, and is like, yes, I agree to this contract.
Then they call their agent and say it's done. And the agent goes, what? What do you mean it's done?
Yeah, that usually does not happen. If you have an agent, you let your agent do their job. Some guys represent themselves, so they handle everything from start to finish. They don't want to pay their agent anything. They'll do it all by themselves. But Micah didn't do it that way, and that pissed Jerry off, and the rest is history.
Yeah, that ended up being personal.
It was very personal. It was way more personal than professional. Cowboys could have paid Micah Parsons what Green Bay paid him.
Sure.
And they didn't want to because Jerry had his heart broken.
Quit breaking Jerry's heart.
Quit breaking Jerry's heart. All right, quick shout out to our friends at the Hecht Law Firm. Ryan Hurricane Hecht, your go-to, my go-to, everyone's go-to personal injury attorney in Central Texas. My goodness, Buck, I saw a commercial from one of these jabroni PI attorneys yesterday.
Are they actually flying the helicopters themselves now?
He was on skis. It was an Olympics commercial where he was doing a ski jump. And I'm sitting here thinking, that's the guy you get in a wreck, and that's the guy you want to call? Guy's not fighting for you in the courtroom. He's not trying to get you money. He's too busy doing the ski jump.
He's over at La Fitness trying to get ready for the ski jump.
Yeah. He's out there doing the luge. Hurricane Hecht is a dog. Okay? We don't need a bunch of cats in the courtroom.
No,
there's a lot of meowing going on with those guys on TV. You don't get that with Hurricane Hecht. He's going to fight for you every step of the way. Yes, his name's on the firm. And yes, it makes sense. You're going to get to work with the guy whose name is on the firm. That's how it should be. That's what Ryan Hecht is all about. 512-938-8929 or hechtlawfirm.com. If you or somebody you know gets hurt in a car wreck, workplace accident, slip and fall, whatever, reach out to the best. That is Hurricane Hecht.
Sweet.
All right, we got to get to this Olympic story here, Buck.
Yeah, tell me about this one.
How's your Norwegian these days? Do you speak that language?
No, remember I'm French, so I don't know much about Norway.
Okay, I thought you were.
I know they ski pretty good. They do the ski jump pretty good. They're okay in figure skating, not great, but they're luge people. They're the ones that go on bobsleds and all that kind of stuff.
Well, we have a skiing story here.
Oh boy.
Norwegian athlete Sturla Holm Lagerreid admitted on national television, that ended up being international television because of social media, that he cheated on his girlfriend right after winning a bronze medal. Literally, wins a bronze medal at the Olympics, a culmination of a lifetime.
Wasn't even gold? It wasn't even gold?
Wasn't even gold, but still a big deal to win a medal at the Olympics.
I guess.
I'm not going to downplay that. But he's being interviewed. Like, hey, congratulations. You just won a bronze medal in the Olympics. How do you feel? The audio that we're about to play is in Norwegian. We're not going to play the whole thing, but we'll play some and then translate this to English. He was asked, hey, you just won a bronze medal. Congratulations. How you feeling right now?
Som kanskje ikke ser på I dag. For et halvt år siden så møtte jeg mitt livs kjærlighet. Verdens vakreste, fineste person. Og for 3 måneder siden så gjorde jeg min største tabbe og var utro mot henne. Og det fortalte jeg for en uke siden.
You know, I'm European, but I don't speak that language. Is he speaking Bavarian or something?
Pretzel?
Bierstein? I don't know. All right. So what does that language come out to?
So, right, like you just hear that and you don't know the language. You're like, well, yeah, the guy's crying. He's emotional. He just won a bronze medal. Again, what a tremendous honor and achievement for this dude. You understand why he's moved to tears by what he just did.
Understand what Bad Bunny was singing on Sunday. Yeah, I got you.
Well, what he said translates to, there is someone I wanted to share this with who might not be watching today. 6 months ago, I met the love of my life, the most beautiful and kindest person in the world. 3 months ago, I made the biggest mistake of my life and was unfaithful, and I told her about it a week ago. This has been the worst week of my life. So this guy wins a bronze medal at the Olympics and is crying because he cheated on his girlfriend.
He's known this girl for how long? 6 months?
Met her 6 months ago, and he cheated after 3 months.
Grow up, you idiot. I mean, really?
Oh.
That love can do something to you, and it can get you in a hurry. 6 months and you're ready to, you get your bronze medal and you're crying about cheating on her. Yeah, and you loved the love of my life. It only took me 3 months to cheat on her. Exactly. That was the love of your life? Okay, goofball.
So many different thoughts on that. One of them is what you said. One of them, Worst week of his life. This guy just won a bronze medal, and it's the worst week of his life. Ridiculous. What do you think the other competitors, like the guy who finished 4th, what do you think?
Yeah. Give me your bronze then.
Oh, I'll take it. Oh, if this is so miserable for you, here, give it to me. That's fine. Impressive that he did all that despite being so miserable. The fact that he was able to go out and compete at that level is kind of cool. But I'm thinking this guy, because he did this, he's trying to throw a Hail Mary. This is his attempt to get this girl back. Like, look what I am willing to do. Biggest moment of my life on national TV. I am willing to say that I made a mistake. And honey, I'm so sorry. And I want you back.
And now that I got the bronze medal, it'll only take me a month and a half before I cheat on you again. It won't take a full 3 months.
Would this work on you if you were in the lady's shoes?
No.
Are you willing to forgive?
No, I'd tell him where to shove that medal.
Well, we got more sound.
I'd say back to your Bavarian bar and just give me a stein of beer, will you?
Do they have that in Norway?
Yeah, give me an Altstadt. They probably got some Altstadt beer. Give me a little Hefeweizen. Get over there and pour me one, dude. That's what I'd be saying.
Well, we have a follow-up interview. This is actually in English, so you'll be able to understand this one.
Oh, boy.
This guy was asked, this is a little after, this is more of a press conference setting versus just right off the slopes. Here's the follow-up when he was asked about, hey, why did you say that to your ex-girlfriend?
Yeah, I haven't got any reactions from the girl that I mentioned. And yeah, I'm happy because then maybe she hasn't seen it. Maybe she will see it at the right time. I hope I don't make anything worse for her. But maybe it can help. I don't know. I hope there's a happy ending in the end. So we will see what time will do.
Yeah, you got a happy ending, man. It ain't going to be with her again. 3 months later, you had another happy ending, but you're not getting any more happy endings with this one.
So not good strategy by this guy, cheating privately, but announcing it publicly.
You know how many of her friends already know? So they're looking at this interview over and over. Every time she walks to the door, somebody plays the interview for her. Like her mother, like her mom. Hey, don't forget this interview, honey.
I'll be honest, I feel bad for the girl.
Yes.
I mean, sucks that she got cheated on. Like, that's enough of a reason to feel bad for somebody there. But now everyone knows about it. And I feel like people are going to be mad at her if she doesn't take him back.
No.
Like, look what he was willing to do on national TV. He just professed his love and apologized, and you should give him another chance for all of this.
Love story. No, bury that dude deep. She's got to hear that from her friends and her family for so long. Can't bring that guy. That guy can't even come with the green bean casserole at Thanksgiving. He's done.
He's perhaps delusional for thinking that this would work.
No.
Because, I mean, he said it. She hasn't reached out to him. And I know only a few minutes had passed between those two interviews. So there is an actual chance that she hadn't heard it. But my guess is somebody had already sent that to her, like you said. And she's like, oh, my God. Well, number one, I'm embarrassed. This sucks. Now everybody knows I got cheated on. And number two,
by this time, if she's hot enough and nice enough, the next dude up is already in that. I mean, he's already got his paws on her. So that other guy is done.
Yeah. No one deserves to have their heartbreak turned into a public spectacle like this. So I feel for her, but man, that's insane. How much did this guy really love her? It was 3 months in. And he cheated on her.
This was the love of his life. I mean, he said of his life.
Of his
life. It was the love of your night. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was the love of your life. Maybe don't tell her that you cheated on her, dude. Maybe keep that one a secret, because it sounds like he fessed up on his own. And he thought that would work. Like, oh, if I just come clean, then she'll forgive me. And she's like, yeah, screw you, dude.
She knew he got caught somewhere. And he thought if there was any way to do it on the big stage. And he did. And he's not going to hear from her because everybody else has heard now. Everybody that didn't think he cheated on her now knows that he did.
Oh, man. That was insane.
That was the backfire technique. That was slit your own throat right there.
I don't think it's going to work.
Shoot your own foot. Take a gun and point it down at your toes and shoot them off.
That's like Texas with the penalties this past year.
Oh my God, yes.
So there you go. That was your bizarre Olympic story. We're getting tons of great sport with the Olympics, but we're also getting plenty of drama as well. My goodness. By the way, shout out to the U.S. women's hockey team for
Oh my goodness.
destroying Canada yesterday. How about 5-0?
Good
The
job.
final preliminary game that the American women will play. They dominated from the opening faceoff, scored less than 4 minutes in. The hero was a Texan, Hannah Bilka from Coppell near the Metroplex. Scored 2 goals yesterday for Team USA. Team Canada had never been shut out in the Olympics. That's only their 4th loss ever in the Olympic Games. All 4 of them to the U.S., by the way. But that was dominance. And the U.S. will now be the number 1 seed in the elimination round. They will play the host nation, Italy, in the quarterfinals of the actual tournament. I am sure that the Americans and Canadians will see each other again, probably for the gold medal. And I would love to get a very similar result.
Very nice.
That was fun to watch. Men's hockey, by the way, starts tomorrow. So I'm very excited about that. But good day for the Americans yesterday. We are now 4th in the world with 7 medals. At least that's as of last night when I went to bed. Maybe some things have changed. We got a silver in mixed doubles curling, Buck. Oh, you're a big curling.
That has become a watch sport now all of a sudden, you know?
I was pretty locked in. Lost to the Swedes, brother-sister team on Sweden.
Yeah, it looks like an event that you could do a lot of drinking at. I don't know if it's a sport. It's more of an event. It's like bowling. You know, checking that out. You can drink and bowl at the same time.
You know what? That'd be a lot better if they were just hammered drunk while they were curling.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
That would make it a little more entertaining. But yeah, to me, like if someone's like, do you want to go curling? I'd be like, we are drinking, correct?
Yeah, really. We're not just going curling, right?
Like, I know it's on the ice, and that's a scary thought combining booze and ice, but I'm not doing that sober. No, thank you.
No.
Silver in men's cross-country sprint. Congrats to Ben Ogden. We took a bronze in women's luge. Congrats to Ashley Farquharson. And bronze in some alpine skiing team event. So there's your Olympics update.
What a darts? Darts must be summer games or something.
No darts.
Darts should be played drinking too.
I agree. Yeah, it's a bar game.
Yeah.
And it's hard to put a curling.
Yeah.
Ring? What do you even call it?
Rink.
Yeah, right. Curling a rink with all those giant circles. It's hard to put one of those in a bar. But darts, I mean, look, shuffleboard is the bar game of curling. So
that's right.
We just get shuffleboard instead.
How are you at shuffleboard? You're a pretty good player.
Solid shuffleboardist.
All right.
Yeah. You?
I'm a little bit of a hack though in that.
Yeah.
But it's one way to show off my hands. So
that's why you play it right there.
There you go.
For the love of the hands. All right. That's going to do it for a Wednesday show. Hey, tomorrow, legendary lifetime Longhorn Greg Swindell will join us to preview the Texas baseball season. We'll have more Longhorn football conversation, more Olympic talk, and I already have a couple of funny stories in the hopper that we'll have ready to roll for a throwback Thursday edition of the show. Great stuff as always, my friends. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, and we will talk to y'all tomorrow.
Welcome.